Hello everyone, we are Team Aramba from MIT OE Department of Civil Engineering. Today we are going to explain and perform the bitumen penetration test, which is an important practical in transportation engineering. Now let us start with the introduction. Bitumen is a black, sticky and viscous material used as a binder in road construction. It helps in binding aggregate and provides strength to pavements. Bitumen is mainly obtained from crude oil during the refining process. That means it is an raw material during the process where the heavier components are separated. The performance of road mainly depends on the properties of bitumen. One important property is consistency, that is hardness or softness. To measure this property, we use the penetration test. Now coming to the objective of this test, first one is to determine the penetration value of the bitumen. Second one, to check whether the bitumen is hard or soft. Third one, to classify it into different grades like 60, 70 or 80, 100. And last one, to select suitable bitumen for different climatic conditions. What are the conditions are? Softer bitumen is used in cold region and harder bitumen is used in hot region. Now let us understand the principle of this test. The penetration test is based on the depth of penetration of standard needle into bitumen that is shown in figure. This is done under the standard condition, that is load of the weight is 100 grams, time interval is 5 seconds and temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. The penetration is measured in tenth of millimeter, that is 0.1 mm. If the penetration value is higher, the bitumen is softer, and if the penetration value is lower, the bitumen is harder. So this test helps us to understand the consistency of bitumen clearly. Now let us see the apparatus used in the experiment. The apparatus required are a penetrometer, which is the main instrument, then standard needle that is used for penetration, weight to apply the load, a water bath to maintain the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius, sample container to hold the bitumen, and the thermometer to check the temperature. Now coming to the diagram, while taking multiple readings, each penetration point should be at least 10 mm away from the previous point. This is done to avoid the effect of the previous hole or loose bitumen, which may give wrong readings. Now coming to the table shown on screen. The table represents different bitumen grades and their penetration values. For example, S35 has a penetration value of 30 to 40, which means it is harder. S90 has a value of 80 to 100, which means it is softer. So lower values indicates hard bitumen and higher value indicates soft bitumen. This helps engineer in selecting a proper grade of bitumen for a road construction. So this is all about the explanation of bitumen penetration test. Now we will move forward for a practical demonstration. Let us start.
In our case, the bitumen sample was already poured into the penetration container. The container along with the bitumen was then heated carefully to make the sample properly fluid. The heating was done at the temperature about 75 to 100 degrees Celsius above the softening point, while avoiding overheating to prevent any change in properties. After heating, the sample was allowed to cool at room temperature. Then it was placed in a water bath maintained at 25 degrees Celsius for 1 to 1.5 hours to achieve the standard penetration test temperature. Before conducting the test, the surface of the bitumen was checked to ensure it was smooth and free from dust or irregularities. Thus, the sample was properly prepared for the penetration test. After the proper sample penetration, the penetration test is carried out using a penetrometer. The prepared bitumen sample is placed under the needle of the penetrometer. Before starting the test, the needle is properly cleaned using a glycerin to ensure accurate result and smooth penetration. The needle is allowed to penetrate into the bitumen for a duration of 5 seconds at a standard temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. After 5 seconds, the final reading is noted and the penetration value is calculated from the difference between initial and the final reading. As per standard practice, each test point be at least 10 mm away from the previous point to avoid overlapping effects. The test is repeated at the different location and the average value is calculated from the sample. So we demonstrate demonstrate the penetration test of bitumen practical in a various part like introduction, methodology, process. Now we want to conclude our practical. The penetration test of the bitumen is done to check the how soft and hard bitumen is by measuring how much the needle enters in the bitumen. This is because of the hardness. If we see bitumen is in this test we done the penetration test on bitumen. If the bitumen is soft, if the bitumen is soft, it will affect on hot weather for road. And if the bitumen is very hard, it can crack the road in cold weather. So this test shows us the quality of the bitumen, where and how to use the bitumen in road construction. So from this practical, we can check the quality of bitumen, where to use it and how to use it. So that's from our side. Thank you.